Is Ricky already banged up?
Yeah, dude, I'm out on Ricky. I'm over it.
Let's talk about Ricky before we go to the prize pick side. We got things to talk about today.
I am over it.
Ricky. Can't you see, man?
I'm over the Ricky Pearsall thing. I'm over it.
Why?
This dude's injured. The only thing he couldn't help was getting shot, and he's still been injured 3 times outside of being shot. Like, dude, he had the shoulder that he missed rookie minicamp for, then his hamstring that he missed training camp for. Then he got shot, which I can't blame him for. And now he's back missing camp because of a hamstring.
Yeah, the gunshot really overshadowed the other injuries. That happened. It's like, hey, that's bad luck. But you remember, he had 2 injuries in the offseason, and now he's had an injury this offseason. Couldn't even get to OTAs. And I don't think he's the kind of guy. I don't think he's the kind of guy who's like a malingerer. Like, he's not. We know he's working. He's probably one of these guys who means well, probably feels the pressure of being. He wasn't supposed to be a first-round pick. Feels the pressure, overtrains, and has soft tissue injuries. That's what sucks about it too, because he's like another one of these guys where he could go to another team and then all of a sudden the pressure's off because they didn't take him in round 1 and he'd be all right. But a guy who keeps pulling his hamstring, that's
and
scary,
here's my thing.
You're a wide receiver.
I hate when you have guys like George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey on your team, and you're a player who has struggled with injuries already year 1. You struggled. The first person you should go to is, hey, George, hey, Christian, what's your guys' recovery process like? Because you guys are still doing it at an elite level in your 30s, or in Christian McCaffrey's case, in your late 20s, and you've touched the ball more than I've ever touched in my life in 2 seasons. So what should I do? Like, how do you not recover like them? Like, it's like when people play with LeBron and they're like, oh yeah, like they're out of shape. Like, how are you out of shape when you play with people that put so much into recovery? You have a cheat code right there. Just ask them, hey, George, what do you do? This is what I do exactly. Okay, cool.
It seems to me that it's really impossible to improve as a young professional in the NFL if you keep getting hurt.
Yes.
Because the way you make your strides as a first, second, third year player is just staying healthy. So you can go through every practice, get all the coaching, get all the experience. And if you have some talent, you're going to come out, the best version of yourself. But Javon Kinlaw couldn't do that because he was constantly getting hurt. So he couldn't get the Chris Sarek effect. And when he finally left the Niners and could stay healthy for a little bit, you started to see some growth. And with Ricky, like, he's got talent. I mean, he ran a 4.4. He tested off the charts in every single way. He showed some flashes last year. But if he's always fighting to get back to baseline, he's almost 25. It sucks. It could be sad, but there's a lot of pressure and a lot of stuff at stake for him right now. Even as a second-year player, it's like your prime could never happen if you can't stay healthy.
And I didn't like the pick. I was very vocal about the pick. I hated the pick. Cooper DeJean was my pick, and it was a no-brainer for me last year. Like, he was by far the player they needed. He plays corner and safety. Like, how did the Niners
returns punts?
Like, and then they got Ricky, and, if you watch Ricky film, he's very, very good. And I was like, okay, this makes sense. He's going to take over for Debo. The dude plays less than Debo and gets hit less than Debo.
That's
and
such
Debo's
a good point.
Never even in shape.
That's
Debo
such
comes
a good
in
point.
Overweight. Like,
I hadn't thought of that, man. So the Niners run off Debo, trade him because he's not consistent enough, available enough, and you replace him with someone who's available less, potentially.
And it's crazy. And that's
Ricky
why
needs to put up bigger numbers than Debo this year. Needs to. A lot of pressure on Ricky.
And this is why I'm out on him. Is like, again, he missed all of camp last offseason. I don't even know. Hamstrings are tricky injuries. Every athlete says, what's the worst injury you have? Hamstring. It is the worst one. You ask every receiver, every corner. Richard Sherman's talked about it publicly. Keenan Allen's talked about it publicly. They always say hamstring because it's never back to 100% until after the season. So it's like, well,
so
now
you missed 2 off seasons in a row. Where's the development going to come for it? You're not going to have your first training camp until you're 26.
Dude, even Kyle said it.
Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you'll get $50 for playing. Use promo code COHN, COHN, and download the app now.
Last year when he was playing, like, oh, how do you think Ricky did? He's like, I mean, for not having an offseason, he did great. He needs an offseason, though. And then what happens? He's already missing offseason. And if come Wednesday, he can't practice, why?
Oh, he's not practicing Wednesday, and he's not going to practice in minicamp either. So the door is
Oh,
wide open for Demarcus Robinson and Jacob Cowing and
so
Jordan
he's not
Watkins.
coming back until
Training
minicamp at
camp. And they
earliest.
shut him down. It's not
Yeah.
good.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm not. I
But
think
like
Jordan
here to
Watkins.
be like non doom and gloom, if he can stay healthy for all of training camp, it's okay. I mean, it's just May, but it's not.
I
It
don't
doesn't
see
make
it.
me confident that he can do that. Like the fact that this is injury number 3 makes me feel like,
Yeah.
man, maybe you should have
Well,
hedged
then
your bets at wide receiver instead of
here's my
yeah.
receiver depth chart. I'm gonna guess is gonna be wide receiver one's Juwan, wide receiver two is gonna be probably Demarcus Robinson, and then
That's
slot guy, in my opinion, is gonna be Cowing or Watkins, whoever wins in that competition. I would prefer Watkins because he's fast as hell, and I love those little speedy guys in the slot. So that's gonna be my guess. I think Ricky's gonna end up getting phased out, and we're gonna end up drafting a receiver next year to take over, or sign one to take over for Ricky. Because, yeah, dude, you can't miss 1 3/4 of an off season, and you're not beating out Cowing. Even Purdy said it. Cowing's an animal. Like he has been getting after it. So how can you beat a guy like that out
and
when you're on
Jordan
the
Watkins
couch?
got reps with the starters
Mm-hmm.
at the first OTA and he beat Renardo Green. I think it was zone. I'm not going to put it all on Green, but he split Green and Pinnock for a post touchdown
I
with
feel
the
bad for
yeah.
Renardo, man. They were putting him on Juwan too, and he was getting cooked.